Battle of New York, Act 1. Knicks versus Nets at the Barclays Center. Knicks unveiling the new look lineup. And it was all right, man, for the first half. Going to the half tied up. It was a battle. Even though James Harden was going off, he got his groove back. But in the third quarter, thought it was the third quarter of doom once again, CK, man. 14-0 run by those New Jersey Nets. And you thought this one was going to be a wrap, but the Knicks finally found some nuts. They manned up. They found some energy, some intensity. And it was a 4-point Nets lead going into the fourth. Several lead changes, several ties. The Knicks, after a miraculous Evan Fournier three-pointer to tie this thing up, Knicks decided to double-team Kevin Durant, put the ball in James Johnson's hands, and a tough foul call on Mitchell Robinson put the Nets to the free throw line. And with no timeouts left, Knicks just could not inbound the ball, or could not advance the ball, rather, and lost his heartbreaker, man. Battle of New York, Act 1, goes to the New Jersey Nets. You know, after you get upset, you're just distraught over a third quarter effort. The second half of the third quarter looked good, man. And give credit to Julius, because I thought he did his best to be a hero in this game. 24 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. In the fourth quarter, hits the layup, comes back, plays defense on Kevin Durant, leads to an OB transition dunk, bypass by Derrick Rose. He's feeding Fournier for 2 threes. He's getting the hockey assists over to Burks. This is the Julius of last year. Then we have the Julius of last year again, because he picks up a technical foul in crunch time, in the clutch.
The Julius we don't like. That side of Julius we didn't like from last year. The emotional one, yeah.
You pick up a technical foul. We only down 2 points.
2. Yeah.
KD hits the free throw, and lucky it wasn't worse, because that really could have broken our backs. That could have been it, the momentum. Luckily, Fournier comes in ice cold, by the way.
Couldn't
tell.
Yeah, sticking with Julius Randle, he had a good all-around game, if you ask me. I mean, I know KD ended with 27, but he was 9 for 23 because Julius Randle was doing a hell of a job. A lot of help for sure from the team, but a lot of that was a lot of one-on-one play. Yeah. And Julius Randle was doing a solid job, while on the other end being able to score on Kevin Durant. I know people feel a type of way and they're ready to point everything at Julius Randle, but he was doing a good job in this game. But yeah, man, like you mentioned, it's just such a tough one to lose when we're trading quarters. The first quarter they won, we won the second quarter. They were killing us in that third quarter, but we came back, and then we ultimately had a nice fourth quarter. But it just was a little bit too much with the technical foul. Few boneheaded plays, a turnover, and then eventually what turned into that foul from Mitchell Robinson. A few plays there that just hurt us. But when you speak about the free throws, normally when you talk about the Knicks, it's us needing to hit our free throws, right? We always talk about somebody leaving free throws on the line, this and third. We were 11 for 12, but the main issue was we only shot 12 free throws to the next 25.
12 free throws, yep.
12 to their 25. James Harden alone went to the free throw line 10 times after all the news and all the conversations about him not going to the free throw line. I'm not going to sit here and say referee's fault, but there's an argument there for that, and I think Tom Thibodeau said some of the right things. But for us to still, with that going on, for us to still be fighting the way we did, Alec Burks, I thought he slotted in in that starting role exactly how a lot of us were expecting him to do it, being Alec Burks, but still also keep controlling the game. I feel like he did a good job being point guard and off guard. The luxury of him being there is not only just his size, but the way that he can handle himself when he has the ball or when he's off the ball. And that's just, and as well, attacking the basket. Those are all facets that we weren't really getting from Kemba Walker. And I think we saw that, 40 minutes out of him, 25 points. I thought Alec Burks was great in his first official. I know we started on Saturday, but this one I'm calling the official one since the news we got. It's just an unfortunate loss, man. It's a heartbreaker that you don't want to lose to, of all teams, the New Jersey Nets, man.
Patty Mills, give him credit. He's a scrapper. He's a pest on the defensive side. Really put a lot of pressure on Burks, and that kind of got us out of our flow a little bit here and there. But then you could put in D Rose. You know, you can put in D Rose, you can put in quickly, and now you can move Burks off ball and just have him just be a scorer, just have him be a shooter for you. And I thought we did a much better job of that, especially in the second half. That freed up Burks from having to facilitate for everybody else, put the pressure on Rose, and now Burks will just go out there and get you a bucket. And, you know, fourth quarter, Burks was alive and well, got us a couple in the third. So I thought Burks had a great one. 25 points, 9 to 21 shooting, 5 dimes, 2 steals, a block. I mean, look, you know, when KD's got it cooking, the way he can rise and fire and pull up over, there's not much you can do. I didn't mind the play late in the game to take the ball out of his hands and make somebody else beat you. It was just an unfortunate and untimely mistake by Mitch going for the reach and obviously not having the respect of the officials where, some people say late game situation, you're supposed to let that go. Yeah. But him being a young big, you know, refs didn't let that one go, so it was unfortunate.
Right. Man, and I get it because of Julius Randle, but what we got to find more minutes for Obi Toppin. 12 minutes is not enough for what he's giving us on the floor. It's not like he's playing like last year. He's producing defensively as well. Like he was. There's a few instances down there where he was doing. I mean, again, KD just wasn't that great in the first half, but there was some instances where he was slowing them down as well when Julius Randle went to the bench. So I did. We gotta. I don't know how it gets figured out, but it's gotta get figured out somehow. I mean, I think he could have took some of Nerlens Noel's minutes in this game.
Me too.
To be honest, 19 minutes too many, in my opinion, for Nerlens Noel. I know he's coming back from an injury. He's probably trying to get back in the groove with things, but there was just some plays where it looked like he wasn't awake, and I feel like Obi Toppin would have been a lot more beneficial for us in this game. 12 minutes is just not enough. It's just not enough.
Oh man, I feel bad. You know, I wanted Burks to get that win, and I feel bad for him.
Me too. Burks.
I mean, I can't ask Alec Burks. I can't ask him to do much more. I mean, he told me he would get me 25, and he did it.
Yeah, that's a fact, man.
You know, Randall's got to control his emotions. He played a great game, but this is the bottom line. This was a playoff feel. It's a one possession type of game, and 1 point in that game means everything. And so if you have an issue and a ref tells you, I'm not calling fouls because you're stronger than everybody else, I get being upset. File a grievance after the game, take your fine like you're going to get now, and it'll get the league office noticed about it. But don't hurt your team in the game. And I know that's very easier said than done with me watching on my couch, but like you said, man, this has been an issue throughout Randall's career. He loses his emotions. There's no other superstar that is going to get a tech in that spot with 2 minutes left in the game. You just can't. You can't do that.
We took the lead. It went into commercial. We knew we had that lead for tops 8 seconds. It lasted for 8 seconds. I know how you feel, and I know I know a win is a win is a win is a win, and I know a loss is a loss is a loss is a loss. But after the last 2 games, 96 minutes of basketball, there is not one point in this season that I feel more confident than I do after the last 96 minutes of basketball. And that's just a fact. I know it sucks. We lost the game. It's never going to be a win. We're never going to feel good after a loss. But I got to say that between the young guys showing up in Atlanta, you have a game against the Lakers, you have a game against the Bulls, you have a game against Atlanta, you have a game against the Nets. You're showing up and you're playing decent basketball, and you're showing up into the latter points of the game where you can learn how to win. I felt that there was a play in the game that I was so impressed by. First of all, I know we came down 14. I know that sucked, but the way we got back in this game wasn't IQ getting hot from 3. It was a methodical possession by possession, down 16, got back to 10. They hit a 2, we got it to 8. And one of the plays that I really thought that I feel like our team needs to look at is Rose had a pick and roll, and the pick and roll with Randall looked great tonight, by the way. Rose had a pick and roll with Randall, and Rose was attacking the defense, and he went behind the back, bounced past to Randall. Randall had a wide open 3. And what did he do, guys? He went and drove back into Durant, into the heart of the defense, and pass to our guy who's making way too much money but hit some big shots tonight. And he passed to Fournier, and Fournier got hot. And as there was a clip going around Twitter of Tibbs telling Rose is like, "Who do you want?" And Tibbs is like, "Evan, get him out of here."
Yeah, that clip is crazy.
I mean, Tibbs is feeling it. He's definitely listening. Shout out to you, Tibbs. I loved your energy at the post game. I loved your energy at the press conference. You know, I still think that this team needs to defend home court better.
Yeah,
we didn't come out and defend home court tonight. So, you know, it was tough seeing the Garden. It was tough seeing the Garden rocking like that with Reggie there. Spike was there. Fat Joe was there. Meek Mill was there. It was tough to see us lose another winnable game at home.
Yeah.
But, you know, we really got to come back on Thursday and win this game.